Thank y'all for checking out the Hustle and Motivate podcast. Today we have special guests, as always. Like we do this. So if you like what we're doing, like, subscribe, check out the interview.
Welcome to the Hustle and Motivate podcast. I am one of your hosts, Marcus.
Will,
What's happening, player?
what's going on, brother?
I'm good. So today we're going to continue this video thing, this experiment. We're going to talk about college versus self-taught. I think that's important because everybody goes through that phase where they got to figure out, do I go to school? Photography is my passion. Art's my passion. Video is my passion. Music's my passion. Do I got to go to school for it? And I'm going to probably say my first answer is hell no. School in general, if you're not going for a job to come out, if you're not going to school to come out of school immediately making six figures or on path to make six figures, don't go. Do not go for art. I went for art. I lasted one semester. They wanted me to draw 300 times a week. Couldn't do it.
Draw 300 times a week?
Yeah, one time I got mad, just did stick figures.
Sure, yo.
Did stick figures a couple times. Drew shadows. And they called
I'm sure that could have helped in some type of way. I don't know.
They called me in and said, you know what? I think you need to consider that program.
Thank you for considering the program.
I need to consider I'm passionate about this.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess so. You don't want to draw 300 times a week.
But if you got a passion for it, I get it. But for me, I want my cup of tea. So I discovered video being in college. So it kind of helped me out. But I should have left college immediately after that. I shouldn't. I personally didn't think I needed to pursue.
You don't think you learned anything that you use today from college?
No.
Really? Nothing?
Maybe directing and producing.
Okay.
So paperwork, logistics stuff, cool. So I went to Regent. For those who, if you never heard me talk about it, I went to Regent. First undergrad class at Regent. I met a great, college teaches you how to network.
Yeah.
It teaches you how to network. That's the greatest thing.
That's the biggest thing. Yeah.
But it did teach me a foundation where I needed to start of what I need to learn. So I learned film history. I learned how to train my eye to look for colors. You learn the color. You learn the foundations of college in college for me. But if you fast forward now to what you got to pay back,
it wasn't worth it.
Is it worth it?
Yeah.
So I went to college. Will went to self-taught. The school of self-taught. So what do you think of your opinion on that?
I mean, in doing what we do, I think the best thing you can do is like be on the job. Just knowing what I know today, the only reason I would have went to school was to network with art directors and other creative people so that, it's been 10, 11 years now at this point, I would be able to talk to them, say, hey, like, we can network. Like, we went to school together. Maybe we would work the connection together, been, cool or whatever. Like, I met these different people in school and we could work together on some projects or something like that. But
let me leave with that. Most people who go to college don't do what they went to school for.
Of course not, but I'm just saying,
I can probably count on my
Like,
hand how many people
that
graduated
actually
with me that actually are
doing what you're doing.
Not even doing what I'm doing, but in the realm some way, somehow.
But just the connections. Like you told me you met Eric.
He might have been the greatest.
Right.
But he's not worth that much money.
Hey, wow, man.
Eric, if you're reading this, you're not worth that much money.
Damn, man.
Not for what I have to pay back. Meeting you was not that much worth it. You're my guy. But I could have found you some other way. We literally live a street apart.
From one another, yeah.
So
that's crazy too, yeah.
So I would say let's go through the pros of each side. Pros: networking, college networking, structure. You learn structure. You learn, like you said, the foundation. What you're supposed to be focusing on. They'll give you a head start versus somebody who maybe self-taught don't come out learning the color wheel. We had to learn the color wheel.
Like you, what was we doing one time? And you told me about the clamps. What was the clamps?
Oh, C-47?
C-47s. Give me them C-47s.
He didn't know what those were.
I didn't know what it was. I thought it was
clothespins.
clothespins. I think that's the coolest shit ever, man. Give me them C-47s.
You do learn how to. You learn the different jobs. You learn on set. The greatest thing I learned in college was producing.
Yeah.
And directing. Because producing class, they take you through all of the jobs. You got to know everybody's job. You got to know how to put paperwork together, location scouting, permits. So you learn how to do it the right way through college. You don't necessarily, some schools, Full Sail, USC, maybe Liberty now, maybe Regent, you do have an option to produce a film. Raise money, produce a film.
And get it to like a film festival.
And you can try it. You can try. They'll give you the resources to the equipment. But in reality, if you're not trying to produce a film and go to Hollywood,
that's another pro though. You get access to all that equipment.
Let me leave with that. They're behind in the equipment.
Really?
Well, when I went, we didn't have DSLRs yet. We were using Panasonic, Mini DV.
Wow.
I think they had SD. They took SDs.
But that would have been all right for the time being.
But DSLRs.
But DSLR, they were on. That was very expensive then.
So I think because they're teaching you the foundation.
1080, right?
Yeah. Because they're teaching you the foundation, you really don't. They don't have to focus on the equipment. Right. Although, if you want to get students in your school, you have to have like a red or something major that they can shoot with when it's time for them to shoot. But region at the time I went, this is how old I am. Every school didn't have a film program. Like I was talking to a guy, coincidentally his name is Marcus. Shout out to you, ODU. He was telling me the stuff they were doing over there, and it was like, oh, ODU has that now, because it was all conglomerated in mass comm. That's what mass comm meant.
Yeah, okay.
Anything with communications, video, photography,
all of that is mass.
Sports casting, directing, behind the scenes, TV directing, but nobody was doing it like teaching you how to be on set for film, how to direct TV. So you learn all of that. So you figure out quickly what are you good at and what are you not good at.
Space is almost like a jack of all trades, melting pot.
Started the grade. It's supposed to be duplicating the process you go through in Hollywood. I think start at the bottom, PA, learn those jobs, work your way up, but it all comes down to what do you want to do, and
Coach Spo route.
What do you want to do? So if you're a producer, cool, you go and learn how to produce. If you're an editor, cool, you get access to Final Cut when you might not have been able to have that. So you do get access to certain things that you necessarily wouldn't have had if you were coming out trying to do it on your own.
Yeah.
So those are the pros, I think, is you do get education. You do learn the foundation. You do get access to things you probably can't afford on your own. You learn how to network. And I think those are the main four. What's the pros? Self-taught.
The on the job training. I think that's like fundamental. You learn seeing others and what they're doing, and I just think that's major. Like that's something you can't learn in a classroom. Like there's been times when I was at a wedding, second shooting, and I've seen all these other photographers that I work with how they handle situations. So, I would have never learned that in school. Like the calmness. I give you a story. Me and Mike Dragon, were in Williamsburg, probably about 8, 9 years ago at this point, and it was raining, and we're in this little church, and you got like 50 people wanting to do family photos. Mom is just calling stuff out.
I didn't realize I had my headphones on. I'm sorry. Right.
Mom is just calling stuff out. Mike's like, we're straying far from the list. We're straying far from the list. We in this, you know, those little churches like on what's the college up there?
By William and Mary.
William and Mary.
Yeah.
Those little churches up
Yeah.
there. We in one of those. It's raining outside. You can just imagine.
You ain't working with much.
No. So he's dealing with like 50. I'm sitting here watching this man. I've never seen him get stressed before or flustered. He was, I mean, Mike, I had never seen him like this before. But he stayed cool. But he was pissed off because he's dealing with all of this chaos. It's raining.
Mm-hmm.
It's like November. So it's cold. It's dark. They don't want to be outside. He know he still got to do the family formals and all of that. I mean, the couples pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Got nothing. He got nothing that night. Nothing that night. And I learned like you just gotta stay cool under pressure. Like, so that's one major thing I think you get by being self-taught. Like, and that teaches you networking too. So I mean, those two tied in together. The networking at college and being self-taught, but you got to be self-motivated to go do that too.
So those are the two main things.
And for me personally, I like bumping my head. That's just me.
Yes, he does.
I do. I like bumping my head. Like, I enjoy it because I know that.
Well, everybody goes right. The right way to go is right. Well, let me go see what doing.
I'm gonna go see what left is like.
I mean, am I gonna wind up getting where you going? You probably will, but it's gonna be more difficult.
Oh, yeah, I'll have to go left.
I go that right. I go that right. I mean, I just want to see what's going on.
What's going on over there? I don't know. I'm gonna miss out. I'll talk to you and see how the right went. Oh, okay, that was cool, but I figured out I liked it over here on the left side. So I like bumping my head. I wouldn't recommend that.
Prime example. This is what I mean by. This is the difference right here. Foundation. I learned what to look for. Or I learned how something's supposed to look in school.
Mm-hmm.
Will didn't.
Nope.
So Will was shooting. Will had the opportunity to shoot a bridal show. We're going to keep it weddings right now. Because we both started in weddings, and this is how we came in and got where we going. So I'm going to do weddings only. And Will was doing this bridal show. I was at that show. No, I was not at that show. I was not. And Will was like, yeah, man, they got me shooting a bridal show. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. All right, man, cool. So I'm on Facebook probably later that week. I remember that. And at this time I was in office with some guys that mentors that kind of that definitely helped me grow, helped both of us grow. Mm-hmm. And one of the gentlemen says, Marcus, have you seen the pictures we'll upload on the bridal show? Nah. Come look at him. So he's scrolling through. And some of these pictures are out of focus. These are some of the most unflattering images known to man. Will has watermarked them with his logo. And he uploaded close to 200 photos.
Over 200 photos, yep.
And I called him immediately and said, hey, man, you probably want to take that gallery down and go through. He's like, what you mean, man? Well, some of your photos aren't in focus. Some of your photos, they ain't flattering images. Oh, I batched upload. I probably batched upload. That's why. Yeah, I got you. I'm gonna take it down. Hour goes by. I'm still in the office. Check Facebook. Picture's still up there. Call Will back. Pictures already been up there an hour, but at the time I called him, they had been up there 10 minutes. Call Will back. Hey, Will, I thought you took the pictures down, man. I was thinking, man, everybody done already seen them. So it's really no need.
There's really no need to take
them. In his mind, he has so many Facebook friends that since one person saw him, everybody saw it.
It's cool. Let it go.
So just let it go.
Rock, bro.
And I was like, what the hell is wrong with you? That's the first example. Second example. Will. What's the second example? Will, I said something to him at a wedding or something. Hey, Will, you probably don't want to do this. No, second example. Will uploads more photos. Some of them are out of focus. Will can't see. I don't know if everybody knows that, but Will can't see. He really can't see out of one of his eyes.
Nope.
And he was working with an older Mac, and I had like the Retina. I said, hey, man, some of them photos from the bridal session you uploaded are out of focus.
Are we talking about Richmond with
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
And you were like, really, man? I looked. I zoomed in.
Looks sharp to me.
They look sharp, man. They look sharp. I don't understand. All right, I'm gonna go check them out. Will checks them out. Calls me back. Dog, you were really right. Some of them are out of focus, man.
Messed up.
But everybody already seen them now, so I might as well
just
just keep
leave
them up. I
up.
was like,
They up, bro.
and it's like he did not care if people I will always say the greatest thing that helped you, which made you a household name, was the industry felt so sorry for you.
He just didn't care.
But they saw you grow in front of their eyes. So he's always a fan favorite. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, pictures that he's grown so much. That's what everybody say. He's grown so much. And I'm like, do you know how much he could have avoided had he just listened to me?
Other way.
Totally different than Josh.
Go that way.
If you tell Josh to go right, Josh gonna go right. He don't care about what's on. If the route of left is difficult, he gonna go right.
I want to know what's over there.
Will wants to know why everybody won't go left. And in doing so, when he get to where he supposed to be with everybody, yeah, man, I probably should have went right.
I should have went right.
You're probably right. I should have went right.
That was a little more difficult than what I thought it was going to be.
I didn't expect to spend all that money.
Nope. You know, though.
But we're here. But once again, we're here now. So, it's all okay.
I was the right side.
Every time, man. Every time. And you just be like, why the fuck? Like, I, to this day, think he's probably 2 years. He would have been where he was 2 years prior had he just took advice from people and not did what he wanted to do.
It's a hit, man.
It's like he's just not programmed to follow status quo or follow somebody else's advice. He has to.
I gotta know what's over there. You telling me not to go there. Why are you telling me not to go over there? It don't matter that
you've been to the left before.
I need to know.
In his mind, he's gonna figure it out quicker than you did.
Not even just that. It's my curiosity, man. I need to know, like,
you
why.
You can literally tell him word for word, this is gonna happen. I've told him,
yes,
word for word.
This is personal shit too.
This is how this gonna go.
Yo,
if you keep down this path, you're going to wind up here.
Mm-hmm.
The wisdom of, I'm what, 5 years older than you?
4 or 5.
4 or 5 years. So the wisdom. But in turn, once again, because I went to school, this is where we get to the cons. Because I went to school, I was programmed that if it's not right, you don't put it out. Because everything is up for interpretation. That's the thing about it. There's no real wrong or right way to do this.
Not with art.
Not with art. It's no real wrong. I can't sit up here and tell somebody, oh, that's a bad video. If the intentions were what deliver what they were.
It was what they wanted.
You just have to be able to defend your decisions.
Yeah. That's big.
You just got to be able to defend your decisions.
Really big.
When somebody asks you, why did you do something? Have a why. You should always have a why. So I'm programmed, to this day I'm programmed. If it's not what I see it as, don't put it out.
Very meticulous.
Very.
Yeah.
When Will is more good or bad,
just fucking do it.
I'm put it out.
I'm like fucking
because
Nike.
in my mind they gonna keep seeing me.
It's fucking Nike, dog.
They gonna keep seeing me. I'm just gonna do it.
Just do it.
So we went 2 different paths. So I say the cons. Although you learn a traditional way,
Eventually.
2023, the world of video now is so unconventional.
I think
It's so unconventional.
video has caught up to what photography was
It's
10 years ago.
It's so unconventional.
Yeah.
It's
Because
so many styles.
video used to be very, very, very structured.
There wasn't a world where you could get away with an unfocused video.
No.
Or unfocused shot in the video.
Shaky. You hand holding and all of that. Like you couldn't get away with that.
Because it meant something. It meant unease, unsettledness.
Yep.
Now it just means
you don't
I don't want to feel as formal.
Yeah.
It's unformal. Stupidest thing in the world. But whatever. That's what people interpret it as. So it's different now. So I'll say one of the cons is you spend a lot of money. And in reality, you need a camera to shoot. So you got to take what you learn and go shoot. 2,
this goes back to our equipment episode too. Y'all probably want to watch that if that didn't come up.
Facts.
Yeah.
So a lot of money. 2,
yeah, you do spend a lot of money.
You spend a lot of money on, because you're using their equipment for what you got when you go home.
Yeah.
So you can't spend all day there because the computer lab is closed at about a certain time.
Yep.
So you can't really live off of their stuff. You got to have a project in order to even get to the equipment. So there were tiers in school. So you, depending on certain classes you took, you got to certain tiers. So if you was only a tier 1, which is probably freshman, sophomore, you got the bottom of the stuff. You got the most difficult lights to work with. You got the bare minimum. You ain't getting the top of the line stuff.
So it went like classes almost. Like if
you have to take certain classes to get qualified and pass it to get certain gear, because they learned some of those gear.
They knew how to use it, and they knew they wouldn't want to be destructive.
Exactly.
Okay.
Like when I was in college, light panels had finally started coming out. Like LED light panels. LED had just finally started to try to make a wave. The Airy kit was still jumping.
You was talking about some hot lights before that.
Yeah, fluorescent, tungsten, straight hot. Put a gel on it, and that's how you get
burn it up.
That's
too.
how. Yeah. Building your own dimmer, because the lights was just plugged in.
Gloves, man.
Spark.
Yep.
Unspark. You ain't had no dimmers with them joints like we got now. Ain't no color temperature dial in. That's expensive.
Yeah.
When it was coming out, it was good stuff. It took over. So you learn the basis of a camera. I can't tell you how many people out here. And that's maybe, let me go back to that pro. You learn the basics because some people don't even know the science of shutter speed, ISO, aperture. So you can learn that either way, though. I'm just saying.
You can,
there's a pathway to go. You just got a pathway.
You need to learn that.
Somebody gave you somebody created a curriculum, step-by-step process for you to go through to get.
I had to create my own.
You had to create your own.
I had to create my own.
So the cons, scooters are so expensive. 2, you wind up literally coming out, and depending on how you take advantage of it, it's a very who you know business.
That's the world in general, though.
It's a who you know business. So when I came out, I see my lifestyle was different than a lot of kids in the school. A lot of them there were, I won't say they were fortunate. They were able to focus strictly on school.
They could just go to school.
They just go to school, and they could put everything they had into the video. Their parents had afforded them that.
Do you know anybody that's doing what you're doing, or more?
Yes.
Okay.
A couple people.
Okay.
That are dope, but they got out and grinded.
Okay.
Like, it's a couple guys. It's one guy around here who's corporate shoots. A couple. I know at least 6 or 7 of us.
But it's less
for
than
a fact. It may be max 10 of us that came out and went into the business in my class. So some of them created their own. I think one couple started their own photography business.
A couple.
They were dating in college and got married, and they do weddings. So
photo and video.
No, he went straight photo.
Okay.
Both of them went straight photo. So they took what they learned and put it in there. So you learn the network but if you don't have the opportunities to go in there and take advantage of that time. If you got to work. Unfortunately, some of us had to work. Like I had 2 jobs in college. I ain't had time to do nothing. So in reality, video might not have been the best major for me. Because if I was in IT, I just had to learn it. I didn't have to worry about going out and shooting
Oh, so you
and
could
having
just
a portfolio.
sit
Because at the end
there.
of the day, it's all about your portfolio.
Yeah.
Yeah, people, it gives me a leg when people know I'm formally taught, but that's only because I have a portfolio. If I didn't have a
Damn,
portfolio,
it wouldn't even matter.
oh, you're formally taught. Why is it so trash then? Or why does it look like that?
Yeah.
If you're formally taught, there's an expectation that comes with that. So that's the cons in my mind. And you wind up coming out in the field and having to work with somebody intern anyway. But go ahead.
I think a big con for me is, yeah, you don't spend as much money as college, but you still got to pay for education. Being self-taught, you still have to pay for the education. There's no way
Somebody's gonna
around it.
teach you.
Somebody gonna teach you. Like I've done the math. I was a big creative live on it all the time, and in
You
the
was on Creative
past,
Live. You might be the first people that was on Creative
yeah,
Live.
I was listen, when they came out in 2011. I was on that, and since 2011, I've spent $9,800 in classes. That doesn't count workshops that I've taken. The time that I put in second shooting with people, just hanging out with other photographers or whatever. So you're spending your time and your money regardless. There's no way around it. But you still gotta pay somehow, either in time or money or both. So that's a con. You think that you're bypassing the process, but you're not. You're spending less. That 10,000 don't compare to 120 that somebody is
I,
put up for a degree. But at the same time, how many people can just sit there and say that they've spent $10,000 in classes?
but I also say I knew how to get my image what I wanted quicker than you did.
What you mean?
I knew how to accomplish the image I wanted
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Because you you
because I
you
knew
you
what it
knew
took.
what to
I
do,
took
right?
It was a lot of trial and error
Uh-huh.
for you
Yes.
to figure out the image
Like that
in your
time
head.
when we went out that garden and I had the light flare and all of that. I thought it was gonna be cool. I thought it was gonna be cool. I'm using
Dana and
natural light.
Clarice.
No, no, no. I want Dana and Clarice. Remember we went to the little garden up there out Bayside? Yo.
Hey, let me tell you about that.
Yo.
Will tells me, hey man, look, just trying to shoot a promo, man.
Yeah,
Let me get some
I need
content.
promo
So
video.
that's the thing
Need a
about he's
promo video,
always never
man.
been shy about
I need a promo
the
video,
promo
man.
video, man. Look. I don't need it long. I just need to get some stuff. I need some shots of me working. Okay, man, what's up? Well, I got to shoot. I got a couple.
Called you off work and everything,
I got
bro.
a garden. Can you make it here by like 1, 2?
No, it was later than that. It was summertime.
It was summertime.
It was so it was like three,
No, it
three,
was
four
no, it was
o'clock in the
middle of the day.
afternoon. It was middle of the day.
It
Yeah.
was like 2, 3. So I'm like, yeah, man, I got you. I leave work early. I leave work on my lunch break, I think, or something like that. I think I left work early, and he gives me the address. So I pull up. We behind a church. It's the church's garden. It's not really a garden. They call it a garden.
Mm-hmm.
Will flies out there late, not knowing Will lives literally around the corner from the
I
garden.
was coming from work though.
Will shows up late.
Yeah.
He gets the couple.
Had to go home and change.
I literally tell Will, all right, man, cool. You know you shooting like middle of the day. He's like, yeah.
Went there
Will,
hard, like
just tell them don't wear white. I literally told him that.
homie shows up in a white shirt.
I literally said, Will,
Yep.
tell them to not wear white.
Mm-hmm.
I said, have you talked to them? Yeah. Did you tell them don't wear white? Why wouldn't I? Why? And I tell him, he's like, oh, yeah, I got you. I'm going to tell him.
Yeah. He cool.
He shows up in a white shirt
and some khaki shorts
and
some flip flops.
so I'm like, all right. So we walking around the garden. It's not really a garden. It's like more of a home garden than like botanical gardens. And Will picks a spot where the sun is directly in front. Matter of fact, they were military. He was military.
Both of them were.
They were actually military. So this was like their engagement or something.
Yeah.
Photo. Will get home. Hey man, his shirt's blue. It's like, what? Man, his shirt is blue. Like,
What is going on?
what is going on?
I'm pulling colors in Lightroom and
His
Photoshop.
shirt is blue, bro.
They turn pink.
I said, Will, the shirt, it can't be blue. Send me a picture of it.
Blown out.
Blown out. Will, you blew it out, so the camera's gonna
Highlights
interpret
gone,
it as
bro.
blue.
Yeah.
You can't bring that back. No, I shot this in raw. Shot this in raw, man. I could pull this back.
No, you cannot.
Will couldn't give people nothing.
I can give her nothing. I gave her one photo. She was very upset. She was very upset. I gave her one. She was like, we spent 45 minutes out there and you're going to give me one photo? Hey, man, that's the best I can do for you. This was bad. You're not going to post these pictures and tag me thinking I shot this, even though I did.
I recommended to him, Will, did they pay you? No.
I just hit her up. She was pretty on Facebook, so I figured I'd use it for portfolio work.
I said, just offer to go back out there and shoot. Will was like,
I don't think I did it.
no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. I don't think I did. Yeah.
No, I don't think she's going to be too happy with that.
Yeah.
I'm going to make it work, man. I'm going to make it work.
I got one photo out of it. I got one picture out of it, and I used it in my bridal show booth that July with Emer.
School told him what I knew.
What you knew. The white, don't wear the white.
Wear the white. Don't shoot directly in the sun.
Don't shoot directly in the sun. Jasmine Star shoots directly in the sun.
Will also had no ND filters.
Nope.
He didn't know nothing about ND filters.
Didn't have a lens cap. Not a lens cap,
Didn't
but
have
a lens hood.
to protect the light.
Nope.
He didn't know anything.
Nope.
And this is what happened.
Pause into action. You like this interview? You like the knowledge you're getting? You like our guests? We continuously do this week in and week out. So we'll be bringing content to y'all week in and week out. If you want to catch the next interview, like, subscribe, hit the ring bell for us. Get notified on the next episode of the Hustle and Motivate podcast. Let's get back into it.
So I'll say you probably need both.
Yeah, you do. You
need both. I
Because
don't think you need college.
I was telling you,
But you need both.
that education.
They coincide with each other.
Yep.
So it's one of them things where you kind of have to some way get with somebody.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, because it's so much, I think it's beneficial now too, where there's so much free knowledge out.
Man,
It's so much. Like I even take courses online.
it's easy, man.
To learn. I mean, somebody got a course. Somebody on you. It like literally. I'm literally fixing my BMW off YouTube.
There are thousands. This
is what people
on
do.
Top of thousands, video and photography videos on YouTube.
Everybody is a teacher now.
Everybody
wants to monetize that knowledge.
is what it is.
So, I definitely would say.
But watch who you listen to.
I definitely say don't go to school. That's just me.
I agree. I mean, like I was talking to the Art Institute not too long ago. Their attendance for video and photography is like non-existent.
Because these kids can go out and do it on that.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, Art Institute got too much competition now. Nova State is there. Has put together.
I didn't know Nova State had a program.
They're putting one together.
Okay.
Liberty is killing it.
That's online, right?
No, you can do it online too.
Okay.
But they got they've catapulted. You still got Regent. You still have ODU has finally shown up with theirs.
Theirs is nice.
I mean, there's not many programs that don't have some form of a video dedicated program.
Because where we're headed,
TCC got one.
And theirs is good too.
Theirs is good.
It's really good. Where we headed, video and photography, want to dominate the world.
Because everybody want to do it now.
It's not even just that everybody want to do it.
Everybody's in the world of IG.
We consume so much imagery and video content. Somebody's got to shoot this.
And it's the world of more than ever memories, moments. Everybody wants to document.
I mean, you can do it with your phone, but if you really want that precise precision, You gonna go hire
Think about how many
somebody.
people who go buy cameras to go on vacations and take pictures and stuff like that.
They don't.
Everybody take it up as a hobby.
They don't even. They're not even. They just want to post it online.
Everybody takes it up. Everybody, it's a popular hobby,
Yep.
but it's a popular side hustle, and it's a popular thing people do when they want to be entrepreneurs.
Yep. Everybody's got an agency now too.
Because everybody needs photos, and it's finally coming to where a lot of people need video in certain aspects.
No, that's.
You just gotta get people to pay.
I told you
but
that
that's a different
years
story.
ago.
That's
told
a
you
different
that
story.
years ago. This shit was coming.
So I would say, I mean, the main thing is, although you don't go the college route, you have to go the education route.
Gotta go to education route and mentor route too.
And mentor.
Yeah,
Get
definitely.
with somebody who's find somebody that you see is doing what you do.
Yep.
At a high level, and figure out what you can do to learn from them.
I wouldn't even want to get
I wouldn't
paid.
even say learn. You gotta get something from it.
Don't let them take advantage. Don't let them take it. I wouldn't even want to get paid. You make sure that you can gain something from it, and I'd say 6 months to a year, maybe. Do that, and then at the end of y'all's verbal agreement, if I've done a good job, hire me. If not, walk away, go somewhere else. But guess what you got from that 6 months to a year? You got experience.
That's one thing I got. My one little internship, I worked for a lady who did children's videos or something, and she needed an editor. And her files, that's the first time I worked with files that I had never seen before. And my computer hated her files. It was the first time I learned about the FTTP, because that's how she was uploading it to me before Dropbox.
Man,
it was FTTP, whatever it's called. So that's how she sent stuff. And if it wasn't for that experience, I wouldn't have understood the purpose of converting footage, which is a key thing in everything. That's the first thing you need to figure out.
Because you got to make it smaller.
You just got to make it. You got to make it to where the computer interprets as a friendly code.
I got you. Okay.
Somebody call that. Same thing with y'all with RAW, JPEG, PNG, all that.
Yeah.
Like some people don't even know they're in JPEG and they think they're in RAW. It's just certain things you got to do. So those experiences help you learn it, as well as protect you from thinking you can do something and you mess around and you get sued. I'm not saying make your mistakes on somebody else's dime, but put yourself in a situation where they don't need you. They're not depending on you. You're learning, and if you give them something, they cool with it. But if you don't give them something, okay, you here to learn anyway. But find somebody that your personality can vibe with, where you can truly be given the keys to the knowledge. Because I mean, some people, they'll teach you just enough, or they'll teach you. You gotta prove yourself before they truly show you
the real ropes.
I mean, because that's what happened with Glenn.
I kind of agree with that.
That's what happened with Glenn. Glenn wasn't gonna teach us the game. He was gonna give us what we needed.
To earn it.
You had to earn it from him. He thinking in my mind, look, man, I ain't put my name on you.
Fly by night, y'all are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then eventually you start noticing,
we all are consistent.
He respects us. He appreciates what we do. And next thing you know, you now you got somebody you can always call. Although Glenn, you be pimping us out, but whatever. You don't think I'd be knowing that? You're pimping us out in those shoots. But the knowledge you get from him, it makes it even work, makes it more worthwhile.
Makes it worthwhile.
Because you can't monetize the jewels he always give you.
Can't.
And he always picks up the phone when you call. So those relationships, you can't put a price tag on. Can't put a price tag on.
And you can't put time, nothing on that, man. It's just, it's
can't put a price tag on somebody that got 15, 20 years, 10 years now in the business. So while you're learning, you should be following somebody, so you can bridge the gap and say, okay, I learned that. Or he's doing what I learned. Or she's doing what I learned. And then find somebody that's going to put up with you asking them 50 million questions.
Gotta match. I mean, you know what I wish I knew sooner? I wish that I knew that you could do whatever you wanted to do with photography. And what I mean by that is, I wish I knew about putting together projects, spec work before, like it didn't click to me that I can do whatever I want to do. I just had to fund it.
But think
But
about how people just funding their own project. Now a lot of people are,
yeah,
but think about how many people at the time we were coming in was doing spec work.
I can't.
That was a style shoot.
That was a style shoot, basically. Yeah.
But think about how much the time has changed now. It ain't many of those. Being featured is not a big deal anymore.
It's not anymore.
Like I said, the trends of, and that's another thing. Pay attention. You pay attention to the trends of the industry you're going in, because you got to educate yourself on that too.
Oh yeah, that's true. Cause I just remember, man, I just thought that was gonna be around forever. The Style Me Pretty, the whole blogging.
I'm so glad Style Me Pretty is still around. I just think
Didn't they rebrand or something like that? I think they got a new name, but still, anyway, that look, I thought that was it. I thought that was gonna be where wedding photography remained forever.
It's still a look.
Still a look, but
there's now there are more alternatives.
yeah, most people they're not feeling it no more. Like they don't.
So you follow trends.
That gets you in trouble.
It gets you in trouble.
So you need to understand to stay away from it and just go out and create your own work and find your own style.
If you can get one person to just take a chance on you and give you enough to put a battery in your back that you can take and go with it, that's all you can ask for.
That's it.
It's up to you now to take that real world experience you got
And use it and monetize
and use it. I like to call it stealing.
Some thieves in this world.
And I can't tell you how many computers that I've been on in my mentors' homes.
This man a savage, bro.
And while they back turn, take a little picture of what programs they're using. They got their brochure out.
Boop.
They're not paying attention. Contract.
He sent you plenty of photos of people's
I had to call it being a ninja.
pricing.
Got to be a ninja.
Hey man, I got some information for you. What's up, bro? Check your phone.
Check your phone. Take pictures and send them out. And that's another thing. Find like-minded people that'll push you. That you'll see and be like, yo, that's dope. Or, yo, I think you probably should change that. Or, what are you thinking with this? Because if you're there by yourself trying to figure it out,
It's a terrible spot.
it's a terrible spot to be in, because now you don't got nobody to bounce the ball off the wall to. Now you stuck on YouTube trying to follow somebody.
You ain't house.
Just trying to get 50 million, following 50 million different styles.
Oh, man, even House had,
Wilson.
I mean, not even just Wilson, but the team he would bounce ideas off.
of.
Yeah.
So you have to have a team, a mentor team, a woman that's gonna mentor you, a woman or man that's on your level or trying that you can grow with
On
and
the
kind of
same way.
understand. And that's really all you need to start. And then y'all take that journey together, and through education, persistence, consistency, you'll get there. So I'm always a proponent of, you don't need college for what we do.
You ain't going to school.
But you need
lawyer,
education.
doctor, architect. Man,
Save your money.
forget all
Because now
that.
you're talking college debt, what, 40, 50,000, 60,000. And learning in college at 9,800.
Damn. That's perspective.
And I learned 3-point lighting after school. I learned a little, not because they didn't teach us. I just couldn't retain it.
You couldn't
I
understand
couldn't
it.
retain it at that time.
You couldn't. You know why?
I was working
Because you
the job.
weren't on the job doing it. Had you seen it on the job, you could have retained it. Now everybody learned that way.
Like we did exactly. Not
Yeah.
everybody learned that way. A lot of people learn because they got on sets. And all that. I didn't. So a lot of the things that it was like light bulb. Oh, I remember that from college. But reading books, watching classes, buying classes, reinforced what I had heard back in school. But if I would coming out of school, I couldn't have done half the stuff I did now.
You know, this is the same thing. Like Glenn would tell me stuff 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Just
It just went in. I'm not gonna say it went in one ear and out the other, but
just-
I just
couldn't
didn't. I
apply it.
couldn't comprehend it
Yeah.
or apply it at the time. But now I'm doing it. I'm like, oh,
that's what he's talking about.
damn, that's what he was talking about. Makes sense.
They said you just weren't in the space.
I just
to
understand it and
yet.
receive it. Yeah.
So
I
we
don't know.
hope. I mean,
I guess the decision has to be yours, but I don't recommend it. I just think going out and doing it is the best way.
I think if you go to college,
It's got to be for
you
something.
want the access to producing something to take you to California or New York
I recommend
or Atlanta.
just moving. Go to the places before you go to college. You want to take that money that you're spending in college. Go to Atlanta, go to New York, go to LA, go to Chicago.
They said get PA, get on that PA.
Yeah,
Do the grunt work, go and get coffee and donuts.
that make that little bit of change.
And start
like,
learning. I know a dude who did that here.
Yeah?
He went. We went North State together. He went for something totally different than what he wound up doing, and he got in Regent for something. I think it was Prayer Line, and he wanted him to do video. And all he did was he got with the video department. He wasn't qualified, but he would, after he get off work, he would hang around and learn from them guys and learn three point shooting and learn, how to set up cameras and sticks and learning all the lingo and all that too, and going on stuff for free where they weren't paying him.
there you go.
Until one day he got qualified for them to give him a job,
There it is.
and that's what I don't know if he still do that now, but
That's still a
that's what he
good
was doing.
inspiration. Like
So,
you need to follow that type.
He
of
followed
stuff,
him. Once
yeah.
he figured out that's what he wanted to do, he was willing to put in the work to do it,
Put it work to do it.
to get to the goal.
Yep.
So that's another thing. Set your goals.
I got it, man. You know, Josh posted about he made 100,000 last year.
Josh
Did you see that? He posted a YouTube video he made about talking about how he
Yeah. 6 different about
about
6
six
different.
figures.
Yeah.
I shared it. Do you know how many people DM me asking me how I did it? How I made 6 figures, bro? It wasn't even about me.
But okay, we could talk about that later. 6 figures, make 6 figures not hard.
That's not, but I wanted to say,
But
I gave him, I'm like, it wasn't about me. But I kind of told him, like, yo, you need to do this, that. I get online, and I see that you doing nothing of what we discussed. You gotta have like the mindset to go after stuff like that too. I guess it's another story for another day though.
it's a story for another day. Will, take us home.
Hey, we appreciate y'all being here with the Hustle and Motivated podcast. Y'all don't forget, check out the videos. We got more content coming for you. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And always respect the hustle if you earn from it and motivate others in the process. Holla at y'all on the next one.